Behind many of the seemingly joyful pop hits coming out of Sweden, there's always been something darker going on. An element of melancholy. Even ABBA's Waterloo was about surrendering to a relationship that you didn't necessarily want to be in. Maybe that's what makes these songs so appealing. There's something a little more complex than we tend to give them credit for.
That hint of melancholy that you can hear in a lot of Swedish hit music, if you will, mainly comes from our living conditions, this fact that we live in this dark, cold country way up north.
'Cause I want it that way. I want it that way. What does that mean? Well, speaking of lyrics that don't make sense, how about this one? Hit me, baby, one more time. Hit me, baby, one more time. Well, the writer apparently meant it to be hit me up on the phone, but he trimmed it so that the lyrics fit the melody. So it just became Hit Me, Baby, One More Time, a title so scandalous that even the record label had to trim it to be Baby One More Time. It's Britney, bitch.
The importance is not what the lyrics say, but rather that it flows neatly within a particular song.
Which is actually what we did in the beginning, even with ABBA. Music always comes first. You have the music, and then you add words to that.
English is our second language, so we simplify the language. More than 2/3 of the world doesn't speak English. When you simplify lyrics, it's very easy for a Japanese to sing all that she wants is another baby.
But so many things that are lost in translation, they become something that is so iconic. Like, what is I want it that way? Like, which way do you want it? I mean, at the end of the day, who cares? Because it was always about the melody, and I think that's why some of those songs still stand today.
Hit me, baby, one more time. And those curious and maybe controversial lyrics had another consequence. They were memorable. And the Swedish songwriter that wrote them and countless other mega pop hits, well, we've seen him before.
Well, my name is Dennis Pop.
Nope, not Dennis Pop.
This here is Max Martin.
Max started out as a singer in a rock band that was signed to the Cheiron record label. Well, not metal singer, but it was like a heavy rock kind of thing. But Dennis instantly recognized Max's talent and got him to hang around in the studio for a couple of years to learn all the skills.
He was working day and night there, that much I know. He never went home. He was sleeping under the desk, I heard.
You know, when we met Max, he had a cigarette in his mouth, and he was just leaning over the board, and he was like, you know, just kind of like growling and doing his thing. And, you know, I heard stories about Max being tossed in, and Dennis would say, figure it out. And Max figured it out.
With the mentorship he received under Dennis Pop, Max Martin very quickly started making a name for himself.
When I started high school, I got really into pop music and started to look up who made the songs, and every song was made by the same guy, Max Martin. I became kind of obsessed with him and his music and started to listen to everything that he'd done. I actually sent my demo to the Cheiron studio. When I met Max Martin the first time, like a year ago, he was like, oh, maybe I'll listen to your demo now.
I mean, it's like I hear a song on the radio and I just know. And I'll Google who wrote it, and it comes out of Max's camp.
And it's very hard to stay on top of your game for even as much as a decade. But Max Martin in particular has been able to do so, becoming one of the biggest songwriters of all times.
It's hard to oversell the impact Max Martin has had on popular music. As a songwriter, he's topped only by John Lennon and Paul McCartney for the most #1 hits of all time, including It's Gonna Be Me by NSYNC, I Kissed a Girl, Katy Perry, My Life Would Suck Without You, Kelly Clarkson. I can't read all these, this is going so fast, but I already read them ahead of time. Okay, Taylor Swift, The Weeknd, Timberlake, you got Ed Sheeran in there. Those are all #1s. So, okay, Max has worked with everybody. With the legacy of Cheiron Studio firmly entrenched by the success of Dennis Pop and Max Martin, Perhaps this spells the end of Sweden's supremacy in global pop music. It doesn't. I was just being dramatic. There's more.